Akin Ka Na Lang.
Second little riff that we have here today. But again, these are very, very small things. They're not like super showy. They're not just like, or anything like that. They're just very artful. They're very, very well chosen. They're very well timed. What up, guys? It's your boy, Matt from RamseyVoice.com, aka Car Ramrod. I am here in the new year, new hair. It's growing out. It's getting crazy. And so has my YouTube channel. So thank you guys so much for watching, for subscribing, for commenting, for liking, for requesting lots and lots of songs. Now, one of the most unanticipated things that's come out of this Vocal Coach Reacts series is that I've actually reacted to a lot of Asian singers that I'd never heard before. And that's kind of crazy because I've actually taught a lot of Chinese, Singaporean, Indian students before, but this is some of the first times that I've actually heard these songs in other languages. So to continue along with that, you know, February is going to be Asian Singer February. It's going to be tons of Asian singers. I've got Chinese singers. I've got Singaporean singers. I've got Filipino singers. It's crazy. We're just going to do it. We're going to go crazy with it. And I'm not going to understand a word of anything that anybody says, but that's okay because I work with vowels rather than just particular words and consonants as well. So today we're going to get it kicked off by listening to one of the most requested songs that I ever get in the comments section of my comments on my YouTube channel. By the way, I read everybody's comments, even the mean ones, especially the mean ones. They keep me up late at night, and sometimes I cry myself to sleep, and when sleep never comes, I awake to a new day to do more reaction videos. So keep them coming. But also, seriously, like, I read everybody's comments. So if you've got stuff that you want to share, stuff that you're liking, stuff that you want to request, definitely hit me up. I read everything. I may not always respond to it. So the most requested song so far is Akin Ka Na Lang, which is a song that's done by Morissette Amon, which is actually a Filipina singer. So I'm really excited to see what she does here. Heads up, I do speak Spanish fluently, and I know that there's some similarity in between Tagalog and Spanish, so I'm kind of curious to see whether that actually goes the way that I think it'll go, but I do not speak Tagalog, so let's see how this whole thing goes. Now, before we jump in, make sure that you like, comment with the next song that you want to see me react to, and subscribe to my channel. I cannot wait to read more comments. I cannot wait to react to more of these videos, especially since you guys are telling me exactly what to react to, because I have no idea. So definitely leave it down there. Let's get it started and see if this is really a 5-star performance. Oh, she looks so nervous. You're gonna do great, Morissette. I know it.
Wish 1075.
Bakit hindi mo maramdaman? Ikaw sa akin ay mahalaga.
Good. Now, if you know me and you know my channel, then you're not going to be mad that I stopped right here, because I always like to stop after the first couple of lines and just talk about what I'm hearing so far. She's starting off with really breathy phonation, really light chest voice, but she's already going up to that. She's already going up to the A, which is the first note in her bridge. So that's actually already a pretty high note. Definitely a soprano singer as far as I can tell so far. So let's see what happens as we continue. Reminds me of like 90s Mariah Carey, the thick like drum beats with like those synth piano keys, like I'm making up the melody and the chords. I haven't looked them up, but I think that's pretty close. Anyway. Okay, so high note so far in that pre-chorus was actually a C5, where she was walking up from the A4 up to the C5. Very cool so far. Like, I think that she's doing really cool stuff. Akin Ka Na Lang. It's really pretty. It's some beautiful vowels so far. You know, just to like give you a kind of like an overall ideal. This is why like so many people think that like Italian and Spanish singers sound so great, because those a, e, I, o, u, those vowels tend to be very, very open and very relaxed and very clear and pure. And so far, that's what I'm seeing with her singing. I assume that she's singing in Tagalog. So it sounds great so far. I'm really into it.
Akin ka na lang ang dinadasal sa araw-araw. Akin ka na lang.
And that was really cool. She actually did a little intentional vocal break in there too. It was like almost like a little like kind of like squeak of like almost going towards a whistle register kind of phonation, but I think is really beautiful, super relaxed. Let's see. And I also really love if you just like look at her face, just see how relaxed everything looks in her face.
Akin ka na lang at maghihintay hanggang akin ka na.
And just a really small thing, notice how that she went up to the C. I don't know exactly what the word is. Let me see if I can find it again.
At maghihintay.
What's really cool about that is like she's going towards that E vowel, which is making her very, very kind of light head voicey. And then she slams back into her chest. And she's back into her chest like big time right after that. Not big time, but you know what I mean. It's not just head voice anymore.
Hanggang akin ka na.
Oh, there's Mariah. So she's the Filipina Mariah. I get it now.
At sa panaginip lamang nahahanggang.
So that was a really cool little run that she did there. I'm just gonna take that apart for a second. Like the it's just really beautiful and really, really flowy. She's got a great feel for it.
Nahahanggang nayayakap ka. At ako pa
Oh, it's getting dark.
iibig
Love those chord changes.
pa.
So that's our first ballad. That's the first time that I've actually seen her go for that. Let's see if she continues with that. We're getting into like maybe kind of like the crescendo part of the song. Yeah.
Ang dinadasal, makikiusap na lang. Akin ka na lang.
Good. Now, right before we get back into that chorus, just notice in this pre-chorus, before it was like on an E that she went up to those notes, but this time she went on an ah, and it sounded so much more powerful.
Ang dinadasal, makikiusap na lang.
That you just see how relaxed that is, and yet at the same time so powerful and exciting, and it's beautiful, beautiful stuff. Let's see what happens in the chorus.
Akin ka na lang. Akin ka na lang.
In a really small thing, that's very, very easy to, not in my voice today, but for most women, it's going to be pretty easy. However, I think a lot of ladies are going to have a hard time with that, that just toggling back and forth between the da 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 da, because that's just in a little bit of a kind of weird transitional spot. So that's actually toggling back and forth between an A4 and a G4. And the A is actually in a woman's bridge. The G is normally for a soprano woman is going to be in her chest voice. So for this note, it's kind of like she's toggling in between two totally different registers. And I think that she's doing a wonderful job in this particular case. I wouldn't necessarily say that she's actually going up to her head voice or really bridging all that much. It's more like she's just extending from her chest voice. Yeah. There's that squeak again. second little riff that we have here today. But again, these are very, very small things. They're not like super showy. They're not just like or anything like that. They're just very artful. They're very, very well chosen. They're very well timed. Now, this is a beautiful comparison between two very different ways to hit the same note. First, she hits it mostly in head voice on that E. And then the second time, she goes there with kind of like a chest voice belt. Just listen to the sound and the richness that she's getting just by changing the vowel. That's one. Same notes. Ooh, key change. Woo! Oh my God, that's crazy. That's crazy. I had no idea she was going to go to whistle there. Although we did hear her kind of squeaking in a couple, not squeaking, that's the wrong word for it, but like intentionally breaking in kind of like a squeaky whistle kind of way. And in this particular case, she's just got such a beautiful control over it. Man, okay, I have to listen to that again. Yeah, so from around an A6 down to the G, F sharp, E, and then back to around the G, if I heard it correctly. And this is such a good place for a woman to start entering in her whistle. Normally, women are going to probably enter their whistle around like that E5. Men may do it just a little bit below that, but the fact is that she's just got such great control over it. Way, way, way better control than a lot of singers who attempt whistle. And some people just come through that and come by that, honestly, like genetically. They just already have like a good feel for how to get into that kind of like squeaky tone at the top part of their voice. And then they just train it from there until it becomes really, really predictable and stable. Back in her mix. Okay, so now she's up to an E5 up there, and it's just really, really a beautiful chesty belt up there. She's definitely in her mixed voice. She's definitely in her like head voice register, but she's got so much of that chord closure happening. She's got such a thick contact patch in her vocal cords that she can make that sound like super, like really, really strong up there, and it just sounds super beautiful and interesting. So we've got a key change. So we've transitioned to the key of A. I knew it. It had to. She had to do that in order to stay true to her Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey roots. And I'm sure like there's a million other singers that I could be referencing as well. But she just had to, like, she has to go from like an 11 down to like a 2 just to let everybody know that the song is finishing. It's such a beautiful, like, it's a trope. It's like just, you know, it's a really common thing in this kind of genre of like that new R&B, or maybe I shouldn't even say new R&B, like a 90s R&B female singer kind of sound. And it's a trope. It's just like, it's a part of the genre. It's such a typical play for these kinds of songs, but it works. It melts your heart every single time. Let's see how she finishes. Now, interestingly, she's got a little bit of the gospel jaw too. And if her influences weren't well known before from the Mariah, Whitney Houston kind of camp, the gospel jaw, the way that she's like moving her jaw along with the notes, that's going to do it. You can basically keep a pretty stable jaw and let the notes move from the vocal folds and the changing of the laryngeal structure. But in this particular case, she's like assisting him with her jaw because she knows it looks really cool.
Wish Exclusive on Wish 1075.
Ramsey Voice Studio. Okay, E6 up there. I don't have it today. But, man, what a phenomenal performance. Oh my God, I'm so glad that people turned me on to Morissette Amon. What a beautiful and talented Filipina singer. Akin Ka Na Lang. I have no idea what it means, but I assume that it's very, very lovely. It's like, I will love you forever or something like that, kind of like the Whitney Houston song, I will always love you or something. Well, it's actually a Dolly Parton song that turned into a Whitney Houston song. Sorry, Dolly. It's Whitney's song, Forever and Always. But this is such a beautiful kind of like example of just what you can be inspired by. And still, I mean, it's, 2020 now. And this genre of music is still really influential for so many people, for so many singers, especially, because it really does revolve around the singer and the vocal control that these divas absolutely have. And Morissette Amon is no exception. I have to give her a 5 out of 5 stars. She did a phenomenal performance, and the whistle notes were super fun. They're super fun and super interesting, and to get control of them, I've got a fantastic video that you can watch to like find them. But training them sometimes takes a long time. Even if you're naturally inclined to find whistle register pretty easily, it can be kind of difficult to train it over time. So it's really important that you work with somebody good, that knows what they're doing, that understands how that whistle register works and how to get it reliably every time. But before you do that, and I think a lot of people get really drawn in by the shiny object of whistle register, notice how the rest of her voice is working phenomenally first. That's the most important thing. She's got so much control over those notes that she's singing in a head voice, and then she goes for like a chest voice belt kind of sound, and back and forth, and soft and hard and loud, and she's just got so much control, it's ridiculous. It's no wonder that her whistle comes in so beautifully after that too. That's going to do it for us today, guys. Thank you so much for watching this reaction. Again, if you found it helpful, make sure that you like, comment with the next song that you want to see me react to, and make sure to subscribe to this channel. I'll see you later.